Students, in today's class we are going to see the IO mode of operation. Under that we are going to discuss about mode 2 operation, which is strobed IO bidirectional. In strobed IO bidirectional we are going to utilize only port A and port C 5 bits. Port A can be utilized as an IO port, whereas port C is utilized as port C 5 bit, that is 4 pins from port C upper and 1 pin from port C lower is utilized to develop a interrupt and handshaking signal to control the bits of IO port A. So in this IO mode characteristics, mode 2, which is nothing but strobed bidirectional IO, and this is your key description of your mode 2. So in the mode 2, the interrupt generation and enable bar disable functions are also available. So as we discussed earlier, mode 2 will serve as a strobe bidirectional bus IO. In this we are going to utilize only port A. Port B is not utilized. All the 8 bits of port A is utilized and port C is utilized. In port C, all the 8 bits we are not going to utilize. We are going to utilize only 5 bits. So this 5 bits comprises of 4 bits from port C upper and 1 bit from port C lower. Therefore, it is having a interrupt generation, that is, it can generate its own interrupt by means of the control signals and strobe signal or handshaking signal that is available in port C. So interrupt generation is possible to enable or disable the function, and also it can have a control towards the port A, which could act as a IO port. Next one, it is used in group A only. Why? Because we are saying it is used in group A only. Moreover, in this strobed bidirectional IO port, as we are going to use port A and port C. In this, the major part, 4 lines, 4 bits of upper you are going to utilize. So we are going to have only group A control. Group B control is not utilized. The third point is one 8-bit bidirectional bus port, that is port A, and 5-bit control port, that is port C. So one bidirectional bus port A, and we know that the general configuration, the basic configuration of 8255 under port A, it is a 8-bit port which is having a bidirectional bus. It means that it can either act as an input or it can act as an output. That is why we are calling it as a bidirectional. That is, the data can flow to or from your IO device. Here you have a data bus. So in this data bus, the data can either be transmitted to port A or the port A can load the data onto your data bus. So here the bidirectional 8-bit port and 5-bit of port C is utilized to create a strobed bidirectional bus IO operation. Both input and output are latched. So when you see your mode 0, in mode 0, though it is acting as a IO mode of operation, that is port A, port B and port C are using as a IO mode of operation. In this, your inputs are not latched. Input cannot be latched. Okay, not latched. Whereas the output is latched. Output can be latched in case of your mode 0. Whereas in mode 2, it is not possible to latch. Here both your input as well as your output are latched. This is the key important point that to be noticed in mode 2 compared to your mode 0. Next one, the 5-bit control port C is used for control and status for 8-bit bidirectional port. As we discussed, here we are going to utilize only port A and port C 5-bit. This port C 5-bit is nothing but your control signal that is used to control the entire 8-bit of port A bidirectional data bus. So now we have to see the mode 2 control word format. Why this mode 2 control word format is required means, in case if we are going to program the interfacing program, we have to specifically choose which mode of operation we are going to follow for the interfacing program, for the interfacing operation. Suppose if I wanted to use BSR mode, so in BSR mode, as we all know that it is mainly responsible for setting or resetting the control bit of port C. It is also a 8-bit port, so it is your BSR mode of operation. In this BSR mode, it is going to have a set or reset bit for port C. These 3 bits will define the bits of port C. These 3 things, it is a don't care condition. By default, we are going to give 0 over here, and the last bit D7 will define whether we are going to operate it with the IO mode of operation or BSR mode of operation. If it is a BSR mode of operation, we are going to use 0 over here. If we are going to have an IO mode of operation, we are going to give 1 over here. That is, it is used to frame every mode of operation, whether we are going to operate it with BSR mode, whether we are going to operate it with BSR mode, or whether we are going to operate it in IO mode. In this mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. So each mode of operation will have a different control word. So the BSR mode, mode 0 and mode 1 in IO mode has already been discussed. Now we are going to discuss the control word format for mode 2. So the control word format for mode 2 is as shown over here. In this control word format, the first one, IO, it is mainly meant for PC0 to PC2, that is, it is a lower. If it wants to act as an input port, we have to give 1, or if it wants to act as an output port, we need to give 0. The next bit, D1, it is going to act as a port B, where the port B, if it has to act as a 1, it has to give 1. And suppose if I wanted to use it as a output, then you need to give 0 over here. Then the third one, it is going to be port A. This is group B mode control, 1 for mode 1 and 0 for mode 2. 8051 connection with 8255. Here we have shown the connection of 8255 with an 8051. In this, this is going to be your 8255. This is going to be your 8255, and this is going to be your 8051. It is going to be your 8051. Okay. Now I'll show the configuration. The 2 lines, whatever I have shown over here, it is going to be your read line and write line, which is available in your read-write control logic. Next one, we have 3 ports, that is bidirectional port in case of 8255. The 3 ports are shown as port A, port B and port C. So port A, 8255, this is your 8255 connected to your 8051 as a RAM. It is your 8051 which is your microcontroller, and this is your 8255 which is going to be a peripheral interfacing IC. Then it is your memory mapped IO. Then we need to write a program. So first I'll explain how exactly we are going to interface it. In this, as we discussed, 8055 port P0 to P7, it is going to act as a multiplexed address bar data bus. P0 to P0.0 to P0.7, that is, it is a 8-bit port. P0 is your 8-bit port in case of your 80 microcontroller. So this 8-bit port can act as a IO port, and the dual purpose of this is it is going to act as a multiplexed address bar data bus. So AD0 to, it is going to carry AD0 to AD7. So when it is going to carry AD0 to AD7, we need to latch the address separate from the address and data to be latched separately. For that, we are going to use a latch IC, which is nothing but 74LS373. So the latch IC what we are going to use is 74LS373. So when you are using this latch IC, this will separate your address bus separate and data bus separate. When doing so, here you could see it is your multiplexed address bar data bus. After latching, address is going separately. In that A0 and A1 address line alone is carry forwarded to 8255 to select the ports because it is going to act as a control signal. The signal A0 to A1, A0 and A1 is going to act as a control signal to select the ports. Suppose A0, A1. If it is going to be 00, port A will be selected. 01, port B will be selected. 10, port C is selected. 11, group control is selected. Like that it goes on. So in this only A0 and A1 is utilized as a control signal for 8255 and the remaining address lines are left open. Where after using the latch IC, the data alone is latched and it is given to your data bus, that is D0 to D7 of your 8255, which is nothing but your bidirectional data bus. And this memory map IO will define two control signals, read signal and write signal. So it defines whether we are going to read the data from 8255 or we are going to write the data from 8255. For example, if I give 0 in this particular line, if I give 0 in this line, it means that my read logic is enabled. I am going to read the data from 8255 to your 8051 microcontroller. Suppose if I am going to write, if I am going to have 0 in this write logic, if I am going to have 0 in this write logic, then the 8255, we are going to write the data from 8051 to 8255. So whether we wanted to read the data or write the data, that depends upon the control logic signal, read and write bar. So both are active low signal. And moreover, this 8255 is connected to 8051 as RAM. So P2.7, it is nothing but your higher byte of your address lines, that is A14, which is connected to P2.7 of your 8051. This is the general connection that we need to follow when you are interfacing 8051 with 8255. Now we will write one program. So we need to write a program to send 55H and AAH to all the ports continuously. Suppose if you have 55, you consider 55 data. For 55, if I write the BCD, you will be writing it as 0101, and for 50101, it is going to be 55. AA to all ports continuously, in the sense I need to find the complement of this particular number 55. Complement in the sense all zeros will be transferred as 1 and all ones will be converted to 0. So I will get the data 1010 1010, sorry, 1010. This is going to be your AA. Okay. For this we need to write a program. This is the logic. So if you take 55 in one register, if you take a complement of that particular register, then you will be getting AA. Okay. Now you have to use the IO port addresses assigned to port A, B and C and the control register. You have to use this particular, you have to write this program in mode 0, where port A, port B and port C are assigned as a simple IO port. Then these are all the conditions you should follow. Mode 0, simple IO mode. Simple IO mode in the sense port A, port B and port C can either be used as an input port or you can use it as an output port. But in the second line, what they had given is you need to configure this port A, port B and port C to be as an output port. So when you consider the control word format, if I wanted to use, this is your IO mode of operation, right? So I have to put 1 over here because I am going to use 1. So in this, the D7 bit, you can consider your D7, D6, D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D0. So in this, the D7 bit is going to be 1. Why? Because I am going to operate it as a operated in IO mode of operation. The next mode of selection is going to be mode selection. So in the problem it is given that the mode selection is mode 0. So when the mode selection is mode 0, here I have to put 0 0. Then all the 3 ports has to be act as a output port. So wherever you have port 0, port A as output port. So output port means here you should put 0. Then port C upper also output port. Then mode 0 we have selected 0. Port B also upper port and port C lower also upper port. Therefore for this the equivalent, when you split this BCD to a decimal, hexadecimal, you will be getting 80H. So 80H is the control word that to be used for this particular program. So move A, 80H, it is the control word. So we should know how we need to frame the control word. Once the control word is framed, it has to be loaded onto any one register. Here we are loading it onto the accumulator register. Next one, I have to move the data 55 and AA continuously to port address. So in this the port addresses are, you can see at DPTR. So 4003H is the DPTR and MOVX is nothing but your external memory. Suppose if you wanted to share the data between 8051 and the external RAM, then you have to use either MOVX or MOVC instruction. We have to use either MOVX or MOVC instruction. Why? Because MOVX it is used to transmit the data to an external memory. Here it is used to transfer the code from an accumulator to the external memory. So in the third line what it means is you are going to move the data, that is you are going to issue the control word to the address 4003H. Then A55 and AA has to be moved to all the ports simultaneously. What we can do is we are going to have the port A address to be 4000H. Next, port B address to be, so since it is 4000H is the port A address, so in this address I have to move 55. Now in accumulator you have 55, so this will be moved on to your 4000H. This will be moved on to your so in move A comma hash 55 means this particular instruction says that 55 is the data. As we have used an immediate addressing mode, that is moved on to the accumulator. Then move DPTR comma hash 4000 means in DPTR using an immediate addressing mode, you are storing the address of the port A. Then in this particular address we are going to move the content of accumulator. Therefore move X at DPTR comma accumulator. Next one, I need to increment the DPTR. When I increment the DPTR, you can see here. So after executing this INC DPTR, you can see the address will be increased to 4001. So the address is increased to 4001 and it is the address that is representing your port B. And now you need to move that 55 to this particular port B. For that, already in accumulator you have 55, that is moved on to your at DPTR means in 4001 location the 55 data is moved. Next I need to increment my data pointer to load the data in port C. So the port C address is 4002 and the same after executing this INC DPTR, the data pointer content is incremented to 4002 and it represents your port C address. Next I wanted to move the content of accumulator to now the content of accumulator is moved to 4002H. Now when these three lines are executed, the content of accumulator that is 55 is moved to port A address, port B address and port C address. Next complement accumulator, I told like 55 is when it is complemented, it will be with AA. So when you execute this instruction, the content of accumulator is going to be, the 55 is complemented. So the content of accumulator is going to be 1010 1010. So it is going to be AA. Then a call delay, because that 55 needs to be wait for some time in the register. Then I am going to continue the same with the again SJMP again. So when this particular instruction is executed, the control will be transferred from this particular point, that is your program counter address will store this particular address, that is wherever you have that again loop, the address, so this will be stored in your program counter. So like when this program is executed, your 55 and AA will be continuously displayed in your port.